morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Biz, aka the bounty hunter,
Wow, aka?
the slick master,
AKA?
the towering shadow.
You're way too nice to yourself.
What do you mean?
You're always like, I'm the big bad King Dong. Take your baby mama. That all stuff. It's all these weird, like, amazingly nice things you say to yourself.
I just got finesse, bruv. Yeah, got a little bit of finesse.
A little bit of finesse.
Yeah, it's like,
My name is Tones.
AKA
Cute but awkward.
Cuba, aka
Big rig.
Big Rig, aka
Clumsy yet thoughtful.
clumsy yet thoughtful. Wow,
Yeah.
that's an interesting yin and yang right
Yeah,
there.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I hear
see
that.
little things like, negative but it's sweet and sour.
Yeah, it's sweet and sour.
Honey and vinegar.
Honey and vinegar.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Anyway, let's get into this thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
I was gonna nick one from someone else. It was like, AKA the independent variable.
Oh,
I
man.
was like, no, I'm not that clever.
Yeah. Can't do that. Can't do that.
So yeah, obviously with things going on with the greatest show on earth, the election is currently on at the moment. It's been just
It's been a crazy one.
wild, and the whole world is watching, and we all know what's going on with that. So, hang out with us for a little bit. We'll try our best to take your minds off of it, and obviously with the thing of COVID going on in the UK and the rest of the world.
Yeah, we're in a fresh new season of lockdown season 2.
Yeah, dude, it's been a wild one. So, straight into it. If you didn't already know, I'm gonna start something that I like. League of Legends.
League
It's
of
a
Legends,
MOBA,
yeah.
multiplayer online battle arena.
Okay.
They're the two that I know of are
Yeah.
League of Legends and Defense of the Ancients, Dota 2.
Mm-hmm.
They are team based.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best to. I don't play these games very often, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Explain them. Team based, where you play an independent character
Yeah.
with special abilities and skills, and you have to basically take the other team's tower
Yeah.
or base at the back of the thing.
Yeah.
So at the back of the map, even.
Mm.
So I don't play very much. I've only really played Dota 2 when we were doing the toxicity deep dive, and I tried to play League years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't play these games.
Right.
But the marketing of Riot Games and League of Legends is unrivaled with the quality of work that they drop.
Yeah, I mean they do some really impressive
I
trailers.
showed you the Fiddlesticks
You did. Yeah.
trailer with the Help Me horror.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Even I was like, I've never played this before, but I might want to play it now.
Yeah,
just
which
off
is
just
clever.
off of that trailer.
So
Plus, it had horror vibes as well. So obviously,
and it had horror vibes,
Yeah.
between that and I can't remember the wolf one.
Mm.
But they do really, really incredible cinematics.
Yeah.
On top of that, they also drop some really great music, which they produce themselves and they put together. And off the back of that, they have made two super bands that are represented by characters in the game.
Yeah.
So the one that I'm totally obsessed with is one called KDA.
KDA.
KDA dropped a song a little while ago called Pop Stars, which blew up and did incredibly well. Then they dropped a song called The Baddest, which is another one that I'm obsessed with. And these are like mixes of Madison, I think her name is Madison Beers, and she's an American singer, if I'm correct. And then, sorry if I'm wrong. And then you've got members of G Idol, which is a Korean group, and they just come together and they make this international super band.
That's insane.
Yeah, and so when they dropped a new song, so The Baddest came out, and they didn't drop a video for that. They dropped like a lyrics trailer on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then a couple days ago, they dropped a song called More, and I showed you that one.
You did. Yep.
Unbelievable. The cinematics are amazing. The song is great. They've got a new member now, but it's a fictional band. It's not like a la the Gorillaz in style of a fictional band.
Yeah.
Not in music or anything like that. It's very different.
Mm.
As you know, I'm a K-pop fan.
Huge K-pop fan.
I'm a K-pop fan. I love the videos.
That's your
I love
jam on toast, man.
Oh man, I love the theater of it. I
mean, it's all very well done work, isn't it? Like you watch some of these videos, and from the choreography of about 50 people in shot.
Yeah.
And the camera work that just matches it.
It's amazing.
Right down to the editing and the post-production as well. It's like every single department is just on it with it. And it comes out in a 3-4 minute piece, and it looks incredible. It's incredible work.
Well, it's like I can't help but feel like especially in the Western world, in the UK and in the US, music videos have, although they are very creative, they've kind of dialed back in not only scale but in budget, but in scale.
Yeah.
And they're a lot more kind of I want to say nuanced, but they're not as big as they used to be. It wasn't like Buster back in the day with the globe, in the camera and the, people used to put like so much effort and money into like hip hop music videos and R&B music videos back in the day.
They did, man.
The Koreans with their music is still going so hard with scale and scope, and they use it as this incredible creative outlet. I'm gushing, but it's fine.
Say how you really feel, man.
But like the point is, anyway, KDA have dropped a new song called More on YouTube, and they are now dropping like an EP. Like they're acting like in a thing. But
they're actually dropping an EP.
They're dropping yeah. But there was a bit of controversy about it because the new character, who I think is called Seraphim. See, I don't know all the names. Seraphine. Excuse me.
Seraphine.
She is it's supposed to be the new addition to KDA.
Right.
Riot created a Twitter account for this person.
Okay.
And was like, "Oh, I'm really excited." And she was acting like what would be kind of like an artist at home. She works at a coffee shop, but she's got anxiety, and basically she was like alluding to having, they were saying that it was like anxiety and worry and imposter syndrome and like basically very real mental health issues that are addressed. And I think the intention was to kind of use this character to connect with an audience.
Right, yeah.
But the backlash was quite real, in the way that people were like, clearly this isn't a real character. You're using these issues to sell a game, to make money. So is that right?
Oh, God, that's a shame.
You know what I mean? I get it. I get where they're like...
Yeah, I get why it's a sore spot.
If it was a person and it's like, genuinely, this is how I feel, and I'm joining a band, that's one thing because it's a person. But if it's something where it's like, someone's created a character...
Yeah.
And then on Twitter tried to use that as a real person.
Yeah.
And people are connecting with this fictional character, which turns out to be someone in the corporate office.
Yeah.
Trying to sell a game.
Yeah.
It seems a bit insidious, which is a shame. But KDA are great. I really, really rate it. For anyone that's into 3D or any of those kind of animations, definitely check it out. And if you don't, check out the Fiddlesticks cinematic from League of Legends.
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
awesome. They're only like 90 seconds long, and they're so great. And you'll end up falling down a YouTube vortex because there's so many of them. So that's really good. Apex Season 7.
Yes, yeah.
That's dropped.
I'm
so on the fence about this map right now.
How is that for you? Yeah, because you've been telling me about this uber-sized map.
It just feels really, really big. I mean, the chances are people go, "Oh, it's actually the same size as Kings Canyon or World's Edge." But like, it feels very big, and it might be because there's more open spaces. There's not as much because they're just these big. Maybe that's why they put the tridents in. So it's the birth of. For those who don't know, Apex Legends is a battle royale style sci-fi game set in the universe of Titanfall. Which is another game, first-person shooter. And it's great. And basically, you have characters that you can use that have special abilities, and you drop into a map, and it's last man standing, last team standing. And they recently released a new map and a new character called Horizon, who is a master of black holes. And
master of black holes.
Yeah, she throws out black holes and sucks the whole team into it.
Oh, jeez.
It's strong as well. Like, it's a really strong power.
Yeah.
And obviously there's been some changes. They've had some patch notes and some, they've made some quality of life stuff. A gun that I love now, I didn't before, the R99 is now back in the loot pool. It's not in the drop. Anyway, the map is feels very, very big. And they've added these things called tridents, which are cars, basically floating vehicles that your team can sit on and drive around the map.
Okay.
Which suggests that you need it because the map is that big.
Because the map is so rotted big.
Excuse my language. From my experience of it, it's one of two things. You drop on the map and everybody dogpiles on you and you die in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Or You drop on the map, and you don't see anyone.
Wow.
Until you're like you and the other team are left.
So it's just tumbleweed.
It's, yeah. You see, oh, and there's these huge expanses that you've got to try and cover where there's no cover. You've got to try and get across. Kind of a bit like a sniper's paradise. I'm still getting used to it. We've got a couple wins on it now, or a win on it.
Okay.
I've had a good time. I think it's the same with anything when you've been playing a specific map for so long.
Yeah.
That you go into something new, you're like, oh, this isn't the same, and it's obviously it's not the same. It's, you know, you've got to get used to it. So,
can I ask that, like, with the Apex maps in general, like, how many teams are allowed max to drop into a map? And with this bigger sized map, are more teams able to drop in there? Or
no,
is it still...
no, it's the same. It's the same.
Right. Okay.
And now they've got this thing called clubs. So 30 teams drop into a map. There's this thing called clubs now, where, you know, it's basically guilds.
Right. Yeah.
For my nerdy RPG mindset. And what I found, I'm gonna get a phone call about this later.
Oh yeah.
Is everyone names groups after themselves?
Really? Is that a thing?
Yeah, like DJ is like Scruffleville or whatever, and like
what?
And a friend of mine, another friend that we play with, she's like, her name's Danny, and she's like, or Dana,
yeah,
and she's like Dan Angels or Dan something, and it's like, why do we name things after ourselves? It's like someone goes name something, and I'm like, yeah, Tonesville. And it's like,
please don't do that.
Come on, like, I mean, look, it's funny. I like it. It's not. It's in no way is it frustrating. I'm just super fascinated by why people have to be like, yeah, this is called Meville. This is Me Town. It's like, I want us to be a team. I want us to be a unit, but the unit's called me.
Basic. Wow.
I'm just like, okay, so that's on Apex.
That's an
really
interesting
cool.
mentality about team naming. I never would have caught onto that.
It's so funny. Yeah. It's just people that start their own
like
clubs or teams. Innit? Like
Biztown, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bizworld, that's it.
The Bizites.
Oh, mate.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. I was like,
that sounds good. I might have to bite that for something.
You turn to your friend and they're like, are you in a club? Yeah. What one are you in? I'm in the Bizites. It's like, who runs that? Yeah, Biz. What? Why are you in his? Like, who's this guy think he is? Negan, like...
Bruv, I'm telling you, I might actually bite that for something. Stay tuned, listeners. Yeah, you might see me about.
I just find that fast. I just thought it's very funny. It's very fascinating. So that's out. That's really good fun at the moment.
Speaking of elite clubs,
go on.
How's Hunt doing?
This is going to become a regular segment of Tones playing Hunt.
Yeah.
Hunt's great. Yeah. I'm rubbish at it. I've had some interesting experiences. I'm about to. So in the first 11 levels of like blood ranks, they're called. Your character doesn't die. So for those of you who don't know, Hunt Showdown is a battle PvPvE, player versus event, where you get dropped in a map in a team of 2 or 3,
right?
And you basically have to find 3 clues, and then that allude to where a demon or a boss is, and then you have to kill the boss, banish the boss, and then get out with your life. You don't have to do that. So just to be clear, as I've played this game, I've realized that I was playing this game going, I have to kill the boss.
Yeah.
However, the difference between a game like Hunt and a game like Apex is if you lose your character is gone, which means all the guns you bought for the character are gone. It means all the skills and all the perks for that character are gone. You have to buy it again, work for it again,
Everything finished.
Everything lock off, right? So people are obviously, they have gear fear where they don't want to match with you. So I spend sometimes upwards of 5 to 10 minutes.
Wait, what's gear fear?
So gear fear is people don't want to play games with scrubs or rookies like me because they're worried that I'm going to cost them their lives and they're going to lose their character and all their gear.
So this is very much the pit mentality.
Well, no, because these guys are like level 100 prestige 3 or whatever.
Yeah, but then if they peek into the room and see you as a possible match, but you're like level 0.5 or whatever, they're gonna be like, nah, he's still in the pit.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah, exactly. So sometimes you just sit there in the lobby and someone will come in and then they'll just go out and then they'll come in, and then they'll just go out. I've actually had people. So every time you lobby jump, which is basically saying, you know, I don't want to be paired with this person, I'm going to go back to finding somebody else.
Yeah.
You get hit with a penalty, which is upwards of. So far, I've only done it once, so I got hit with like a minute or 30 seconds.
Wow.
And it got to a point where obviously this guy was doing it so much that he messaged me going, "Yo, can you jump?" I was like, so not only do you not want to play with me, I have to be the one to leave. So yeah, it's been good fun. Like, I've realized that you can go into the map, get the clues, and then just bounce and not finish killing the boss, because you're like, well, I want to level up my character, I want to get some new guns, I need to get some money, so I'll get the clues and then I'll extract. So it's not like Apex where it's like, once you're in, the only way you're out is if you die. It's like, no, you can get in, do some stuff, kill some hunters, and then get out. And I really like that.
Okay.
And I've had some good runs. I've been shot in the face a lot.
Man.
I am getting used to it. Yeah, I'm getting used to it. It's good fun, and I'll keep you updated on how I do. I'm still a low level scrub, and but I got a new gun, so I'm well pumped. I haven't tried it out yet. So
got a new piece, yeah.
But yeah, so that's really good fun.
Interesting.
You've got it now, so you need to jump in.
Yeah, no, I will jump in. It's all there. It's all fully loaded. So I'm thinking, in the next couple of days, I'm going to be in there. You know, headset and everything.
In other news, other than Hunt, because I will always talk about Hunt. What else is going on? Did we find anything else?
I mean, it's been pretty quiet. I mean, aside from the Warframe update that came out this week,
which is a online free-to-play sci-fi third-person shooter.
It's been going for years now, that IP.
It looks great for what it is,
and it does look slick. They've really, really just put the work in, and for something that's free as well, it looks good.
The only thing everyone's talking about at the moment really is that the PlayStation and the Xbox are here, and everybody's trialing them and playing them, and you know, doing the comparisons and the battles, and
I've been having some interesting conversations about those two, mainly with my brothers. Shout out to Kez and Ants. Just about what the general vibe is, and it's really interesting because my brother Kez, he's like, look, I'm anti-Xbox, fam.
Anti-Xbox. I was not even like, I'm not gonna get an Xbox. I'm anti-Xbox. Yeah, fuck them. Swear jar.
I was like, wait, what do you mean you're anti-Xbox? And I had to say to him, like, all right, look, I know obviously up to this point we've all chosen our camp.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, Xbox, PlayStation, and
everything's team sports now.
Everything's team sports, right?
Yeah.
And I said to him, look, the thing is though, what Microsoft have done with this machine first things first, they've kind of turned their machine into a Netflix console.
Yeah.
By way of chuck us $10 a month. There's the library. Have the F app. Yeah. Just go nuts in there.
On PC and on Xbox.
On PC and on Xbox, right? So they've done that. Not only that, but they've also they obviously bought Ninja Theory.
Yeah. I've bought Bethesda as well.
And they bought Bethesda as well. So that only says to me personally that they've got some moves. Like they want to, they're gonna do something. They want to try something. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and buy an Xbox straight away. But you know, just looking at the UI by itself and looking at Max Dude's.
Max is a Twitch and YouTube streamer.
Yeah, looking at his sort of review of it, his 6-hour review of it, where he's just, you know, he's exploring the UI, and the really interesting thing about that as well is like looking at its ability to have multiple
games at the same time
running. Yeah, I watched the first hour of it, and to be fair, he spent the first hour trying to load Dark Souls. Right? But while Dark Souls was loading, he was flipping in and out between other games, between like 3 other games or something like that.
I don't understand I get it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But on what planet are you ever gonna? I mean, even he at one point says like, I don't know when you would ever use this feature, unless because he called it the ADHD box.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where he had like 3 games running at the same time and was just flitting between them.
Yeah.
And that's amazing because it's like Monster Hunter was playing. He just killed a monster and then he was like, I'm bored of this. I'm gonna go play Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah. I mean,
it just jumps in. You're never gonna do that. Like,
yeah. It doesn't. Well, yeah, like you say, that the ADHD box, it does kind of invite a, you know, because we're in that time now where our attention spans are a little bit
short anyway,
compromised now. Do you know what I mean? And I think that feature in beg your pardon, that feature in Xbox does kind of lean into that a little bit, but at the same time it's impressive because, like, say for example, let's say I was playing like Death Stranding or Red Dead Redemption 2 or something like that, and I've just hit that open world fatigue in like the first hour, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, let me just chill with that for a little bit. Let me just quickly whack on Street Fighter or something, or Mortal Kombat.
You could do that anyway. But the only difference is it was one game at a time, right?
Yeah. But I think the difference now is
you're just straight in.
I'm just straight in. There's no loading. There's no loading, and for me, that's impressive. That is impressive. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Just based on those features alone and what the UI looks like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on Xbox.
For me, you know, I am not. I've been a PlayStation guy for a long time. I've had Xbox 3. I had an Xbox 360. I had an Xbox. I had the original Xbox. I still have it.
Yeah.
Eventually, I want to make like a console shrine.
Yeah. Console cabinet.
I don't know what happened to my original play. Anyway, so I had an original Xbox. I had an Xbox 360. After that, I didn't jump to Xbox One.
Right.
The names are so bad.
Yeah, they really are. They kind of melt into each other.
Yeah, so Xbox One, I didn't do that. I jumped to PlayStation 4.
Right, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So you went from the Xbone to the PlayStation... Wait, didn't you have
No,
a PlayStation
I didn't have
3?
an Xbone. I had an Xbox 360. Then I went to PlayStation 3 because it red-ringed.
Red-ringed.
And for those who don't know, Xbox 360 had this thing that, like, if... there was a green light around the power button.
Around the power button, that's right.
And that meant it was on.
Yeah.
And if that green light, the ring around the power button went red, it's locked, it's dead.
Yeah, it meant it was
people
dead.
used to do things like, oh, if you wrap a towel around it, and like turn it
upside down,
turn it upside down, it would fix it. And I was like, nah, this thing's dead. So after that, I was a bit like, well, this is a bit naff.
Yeah.
I think I jumped to PS3 or PS4. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
And then I never went back. But I never turned. I always liked the Gears games, but I always felt like they heavily relied on Halo and Gears.
They really did.
And they still kind of do.
Yeah, those were the flagships.
And I was like,
are the flagships.
You know, Uncharted was there, and God of War, and Last of Us, and all these games were coming out. The Witcher was on Xbox. Yeah, it was.
Eventually, yeah.
So it was always about the games. It was always about the console exclusives that got me over to PlayStation. Now that they've dropped this Game Pass, and for those of you who don't know, Game Pass is basically, I'm sure we've said this before, Game Pass by Microsoft is where you pay a monthly subscription and you have a library of games that you can just play. Yeah. It's kind of like what Stadia wanted to do.
Poor Stadia.
Yeah, bless them. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But like... and you just click a button and it's installed and you're off to the races, and it is like Netflix.
It is a Netflix library.
And it's phenomenal, and that you can even get Game Pass on your PC. It's not the same library as the Xbox. But you know, I have Game Pass on PC, so I have no issues with Microsoft or Xbox. But again, even when you look at what PlayStation is offering, exclusives wise, I'm still team PlayStation. If Xbox, which I think they will, I think they're just gathering all their army. They're just getting the munitions in place.
Yeah.
You know, they're planning, they're plotting, they're
strategizing.
They're strategizing. They're going to come hard, and I don't think it might not be.
It's not going to be now,
and I don't think it's going to be the Series X that does it. But you can already see Sony scrambling to try and meet Game Pass.
They are
the PlayStation collection, like a PlayStation Plus collection.
Yeah.
It's not enough. You can clearly see with like, well, what can we use? And it's a very small library, but it feels like it was thrown together as a response to Game Pass.
Yeah, it was it was sellotaped together very quickly.
And Game Pass has done really well. And as much as Xbox have probably turned around and gone, all right, we may not sell as many games or consoles, we can still make monthly money coming in. Guaranteed.
Upon millions of people paying tenors every month.
Yeah. And I think they've been very clever going, this will keep us going whilst because they have been going around buying studios and buying publishers and they're doing something, and you watch, they're going to come out of nowhere. Yeah. And if that's true and they do that, I'll buy one.
For sure.
I'm not, you know, this isn't, you know, Sony's not my team. It's just the best.
It is. I mean, you know, Sony's my team as well, but
Sony is just, in my opinion, always been the best option.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Do you know what I mean? If Xbox was the better option, I would go Xbox.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks for everybody when you go. All your mates have PlayStations.
Yeah. Yeah.
because it had the games they wanted to play.
Yeah, I mean, this has happened before, this paradigm of gaming. I mean, it happened with Nintendo and Sega. I mean, there were quite a few of us that had both machines, but at the same time, I mean, I know for me personally, I gravitated more towards the NES or the Super Nintendo, and I had about 2 or 3 Nintendo handhelds before I gave up on Nintendo. Then I had a Switch. You know what I mean? So I was Nintendo for a very long time.
The Wii.
The Wii. Yeah. So I was Nintendo for a very long time.
So you got a Switch and keep that secret.
There's something I wanted to tell you.
No, I get it, and that.
That happens, and I feel as though we could be entering another shift.
I reckon we are, and like I said, if they and look, man, like all these multiplayer games that you're getting now, they all have cross-play. Yeah. So the lines are blurring more now than ever. Yeah. So I play Apex with a friend of mine that has an Xbox, and it's so nice now that those lines are blurring. But I just think that, in terms of the single player stuff. They've still got the PlayStation is still winning on the exclusives front.
They are winning on the exclusives front, and we kind of know what to expect from them now, and we know what games we're waiting for already. We know that we're waiting for Cyberpunk, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and God of War, and whatever Rockstar decide to do. But then again,
Grand Theft Auto 5, PlayStation 5.
Again. Yeah, and obviously Horizon Zero Dawn 2. We know we're waiting for those games. Probably going to get a Days Gone 2 as well.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Ghost of Tsushima 2 for sure.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that in this state that PlayStation has the edge. Yeah. I mean, I was reading and I showed you there was a quote on GameIndustry.biz that was like, Xbox and Microsoft are the Netflix, and Sony PlayStation is cinema.
Bold statement.
It's bold.
It is really big.
Because you're sitting there going, both are making a lot of money. Not in this climate, not so much, but previously both were making a lot of money. Netflix were making millions and millions on subscriptions, and cinema was making millions from ticket sales, right?
Yeah.
And in the way that PlayStation have solely focused on AAA blockbuster monsters,
AAA,
Microsoft are now going for that Netflix-y Game Pass, indie kind of style. Give us your money on a regular basis, as opposed to give us all your money in one big chunk. Yeah. I thought it was just a really interesting quote.
Yeah, it is.
So moving on. Anything else? That was it, right?
That was it, pretty much for the news front.
Yeah, I saw the Godfall launch trailer, and they just make bad trailers. I don't know what it is.
It didn't seem like it didn't feel like a lot was going on.
Yeah, just bad trailers.
Not really. Nothing to make me gravitate towards that.
Final Fantasy 16 website is up.
Nice.
This is just me nerding out now.
Yeah.
So I was thinking the other day, Assassin's Creed.
Okay, yeah.
They are making a TV show about it.
Yes, they are.
And the director and film showrunner for Chernobyl is making The Last of Us.
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
We already have a Witcher TV show.
By the way, for those of you who haven't watched Chernobyl yet,
yeah,
that was my approval rating right there. Like, as in, go watch that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So, The Witcher obviously has its really great TV show that I really enjoyed.
Yep.
And Castlevania is another one. All of these shows have been made off the back of a video game.
Yeah. It should be noted though, Castlevania it's anime.
Yeah, I mean it's an animation.
Yeah.
I would say it was anime. But it's an animation.
Ooh, we're getting a little bit
I was thinking about this, and let me know if you think it's wrong.
Right.
But I'm curious to think that the more I watch Castlevania, just like I watched Blood of Zeus, which is made by the same people, I think.
Yeah.
Which wasn't as great.
You finished that already? I'm still
wrapped it
halfway through.
You wrapped it? Yeah. It wasn't as great, but I still love that style. I'm curious. I was thinking that these things are more like DC animated film.
Yeah.
Than anime.
Yeah.
So I've started calling them animations as opposed to anime.
I like the way you really emphasize the shuns.
Shun.
Like they're animations. Yeah?
As opposed, because no one's going to turn around and go, Public Enemies by DC is an anime. You're not, right?
No.
And I think this is the same thing. because everyone's like, oh, it's Western anime. It's like, what is that? Like, and even I was saying it, and I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? I don't know. But let us know. Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
like, always have
give
to have
us
a
a
conversation. Anyway, my question was,
Right.
what other games
What other games?
would make good TV shows?
What other games? What other games would make good TV
What
shows?
worlds would you like to see expanded across 10 hours? Because we're going off Netflix style.
Yeah, we're
not going off 22 40-minute episodes. We're going off 10
10
hours.
Nicely written, arced out stories.
And you can't say ones that are already being made.
I can't. Are you sure?
No.
Oh, damn,
So what do you think would make good TV shows?
I don't know. I mean, let's let's go back through my catalog. Like, if I wanted to, what one? Do you know what I'd like to see? I would like to see a Silent Hill
TV show done in the style of Bly Manor or Haunting of House Hill.
Haunting of Hill House.
Hill House.
Yeah, definitely.
I always get that wrong because that's very close to the Haunting on the movie.
The movie House on Haunted Hill.
That one.
Yeah,
I mean, so close.
I mean, it's all based off the same book by Shirley Jackson, which was written in 1959, I believe.
Oh wow.
But there's been I know, right? I've been out there.
Yeah, I mean.
There's been so many variations of that title, but yeah, I would love to see Silent Hill. This is 2 hills now. Silent Hill in the style of Haunting of
See,
Hill
it's hard,
House.
isn't it?
It is really hard. Haunting of Hill House in that style, because what I loved about Haunting of Hill House was that, for those of you who don't know, Haunting of Hill House is a 10-hour story on Netflix about a family that grew up in this house. The house is very much a character in and of itself amongst these characters. And it's basically about what that house does to those people, not just as a young family, but as they grow up as well. So, you know, when the kids get older and when the parents obviously get older and stuff and just how that house has a hold on them. It's a beautiful horror tragedy. There's a lot of emotion in it, as well as a lot of tension in the horror sense. It's not jump scary or anything like that. It just has a very, very well crafted, suspended emotion that runs all the way through it. And for me personally, I think that makes that show like.
You're a big fan, aren't you?
I'm a huge fan. That's 9 out of 10 for me.
So yeah, I mean, seeing something like Silent Hills is on the vein, in the same kind of vein as the Resi films and the Resi games. It's a third-person horror.
It is, yeah.
I love it. Silent Hill 2 is probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
And as someone that's not a horror fan, I mean, that says, for me, that says everything. But I would love to see Silent Hill as a TV show.
For sure, because I feel so bad because I've not played the Silent Hill games, but the first Silent Hill, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about a man who goes to look for. Doesn't he go to look for his wife?
Silent Hill 2 is he gets a letter from his wife.
That's it. Yeah.
And he goes to the town to find it. To find out what that means.
Yeah. So there's very much that kind of almost familial emotion there, as well as the horror aspect as well.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm?
And the characters are in it. They always made a good point of the characters.
Yeah.
And that was for me always the kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so James Sunderland comes to Silent Hill after apparently receiving a letter from his wife Mary, who died of an illness 3 years before. That's kind of the top line.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great TV show. I think if they made a Silent Hills.
Yeah, for sure. Like, definitely in that style, the Haunting of Hill House style. I think the creator was Mike Flanagan.
Keep it dark. Just keep it dark and keep it really moody and atmospheric and make it about the characters.
Make it about the characters and just make sure that emotion comes through. If it's not done in that style, maybe in the style of Chernobyl, but I think
it's just a bit too.
Chernobyl is so heavy.
Yeah,
right.
You got to take away the because that almost makes a point of taking away the fantasy, because obviously it's a real story.
Yeah. But
I mean, like, if you were to make it in that style, it would take away. You would have to strip it of It's like the Road movie with Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen, yeah. Which was
That
also
film
based off a book.
It's great. I really enjoyed that book. It's crushing.
Right.
And they make a point of it being just despair and grey and empty and tough. And I think if you went too far down that road, you take away what Silent Hill is.
Right.
So you
I
need
see
that element of
fantasy.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. But I would love that. I think Silent Hill is a great shout.
Yeah. Like 10 hours, all in, done. You could easily write a good.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's one town as well. You just need one location. That would be great.
Exactly. What about you? What do you? What out of your library do you think would make a?
At my library.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. I would love to see Bloodborne. I would love to see a Bloodborne TV show. But I think that would be an animation.
A Bloodborne animation.
An animation.
Right.
Not an anime, an animation. I don't know filler episodes.
That's got T-shirt written all over it.
I don't want filler episodes. This is an animation. Yeah?
Yeah.
I would love to see Bloodborne. I love that Gothica style.
Yeah.
Hunt Showdown, obviously.
Hunt Showdown, from what I've seen of it so far, would make a really good TV show.
Sick. I think if that was a Netflix 10-hour TV show, like...
almost in the style of Godless, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Down and dirty, supernatural.
Down, dirty, just murky.
Horror.
Yeah.
By you. Oh, man. Just keep talking.
Or even even in the style of oh gosh, what is it? True Detective season 1.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That kind
True
of style
Detective
in that,
one.
like a period piece. Oh man, that would just
yeah.
That would be amazing.
That could work. That could easily work.
Otherwise, I mean, Horizon would make a good film, a movie. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Do you know what? That's a tricky one.
Because I don't think it's too big to be a TV show.
I think it's too big to be a movie.
Really?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think there's so much going on there.
Wow.
That it would have to be drawn out. You wouldn't be able to.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to fit all of that inside of a couple of movies. I'm saying a couple of movies just to give it a little bit of wiggle room. I think you'd need at least 5 or 6 episodes of, and again, I don't even know if it would be like a live action TV show or an animation.
Horizon as an animation would be good.
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it'll be awesome.
Be good. Do you know what? Controversial.
What?
Alien Isolation as a 10-hour
wow.
10-hour Netflix or Amazon Prime show.
Wow, Alien Isolation. Do you know what? That's
I would love that. Just episodic, seriously cinematic, sci-fi episodic TV show about Amanda Ripley in that space.
That's really interesting. I mean, I've never thought of the idea of a just a 10-hour anything out of the Alien universe. You know what I mean? Imagine if they did that.
That would be sick. I think it'd be great. I think it would be amazing. I mean, they can't really.
Leave Ridley out of it, though.
Leave Ridley out of it. Mad respect, but enough's enough.
Just give it to Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah. Neil Blomkamp is the director of District 9.
District 9.
Which is a movie that came out.
Elysium and Chappie.
And Chappie, yeah.
He did a great job. I think he was going to do an Alien film, but got pushed. But I think something like that would be super interesting. I think it's a different take. I think you wouldn't have to make it like the space opera that it is turning into.
Yeah.
We don't need to know that, for me, look, if you liked Covenant, cool. I didn't. I thought it ruined the whole thing. I thought it ruined the canon, and I thought it was not good. I thought it ruined everything that made Alien. I thought
it just didn't have the essence to it. It was just
it was completely soulless. So the TV show, that if you were to do that, I think it would be good if it was Amanda Ripley.
Yeah.
And it was seen from her perspective in a entirely new story.
Yeah.
Of her on looking for Nostromo, looking for her mum. Because that would be cool. Because you could even do like at the end, you actually see Ripley at the end, and she finds her mum and that. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
And like you have that, she's searching for her mum, and she goes to these ships, and the ship gets overrun, and she needs to survive, and then she's trying to get the ship to I would be In.
Do you know what? I think this should be the new frontier for the Alien franchise. I think this should be the next step for the Alien franchise. Just forget about the movies now.
Just make 10 hour-long movies.
Because people will eat it up. They don't even have to know what it will be about. Like, they'll just be like, what 10 hours of Alien? What, on Prime?
Yeah. In. I'm
all the way in for that.
But you have to cast it right. It can't be. It has to be big. You got to use a name. Just for Amanda, you have to use a name. And then go from there. But I think and then cast whoever you want. I think people would be climbing over themselves to be in a TV show about.
Oh yeah.
But you do it like I'm not saying it needs to be like Mandalorian style, but I think it would be as popular as that people would be clawing over themselves to direct an episode, to be in an episode. I think it would be just as important.
They'll be crawling out the woodwork to be attached to this thing. For definite.
And don't go over the top with fan service, but just give little nods here and there. I think it would be massive. It would just be the biggest thing on television.
In my opinion. Yeah, it would. It would clean house.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
Do you know what show I just thought of that would, a game that I just thought of that would make a good TV show? It might be controversial because I know you don't like it as such.
Oh, God.
As an anthology series.
Don't build it up too much. Just say what it is.
Grand Theft.
Yeah, with so many of that already in the world. There were already so many Grand Theft style. If you said Red Dead, I'd be like, okay, calm.
But you could say that about Red Dead as well.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you say there's so much like Grand Theft style in the world, like, what do you mean?
There's just so many like heist, kind of gangster, movies set in LA. I mean, technically, Heat is a good example of what in my opinion, Grand Theft Auto has become. And I think that's a perfect example. Just your classic heist. Even you could say Baby Driver has essence of Grand Theft Auto.
I think
that's going to be really controversial. I love that movie, and Edgar Wright's my favorite director. So just letting you know.
I think if it was done in Vince Gilligan style, perhaps who did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Create that world, have the characters just, in and out when they, when it's time for them to serve a purpose. I think that could probably work.
Sure. I mean, if it was a big ensemble piece, absolutely. I don't know. I feel like with something like Grand Theft Auto, the biggest, maybe not the last one, but the biggest thing about it was always kind of doing it your way.
Right.
I mean, the games themselves have very big movie vibes now, like big TV show movie vibes with how they're directed. Just like, because like we even said, like Red Dead 2 felt like do as you told the game.
It did. I
think if they'd have just made a movie out of it, then it would have been fine. So maybe actually I don't know, I just feel like I've seen a lot of that.
No, I get what you're saying. But you could easily say the same for Red Dead. In a TV show sense.
I just feel like Red Dead would be a little bit more interesting. Than Grand Theft. I mean, they've tried to do Max Payne. I think a Max Payne TV show would be quite cool.
They did try and do Max. Wasn't that with a I never watched it. You watched that?
I did.
Oh man.
I really like Mark Wahlberg, but I just didn't think that was a good cast or a good shout. Like, it just wasn't very well made. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. Because I was a Max Payne fan. I think a Max Payne TV show would actually be quite good. If you did it True Detective style again.
Yes, for sure.
And you didn't crank up the slow-mo too much, even though that was the kind of crux of the game. You just made it about Max Payne, and you made it about that snowy, desolate city vibe. I think that would be a good TV show.
Okay.
Off the back of, I only say that because didn't they bought Max Payne, didn't they?
Who did?
Rockstar own Max Payne now.
Oh, scene. Okay.
That's a good one. Grand Theft Auto would be an interesting one for sure.
If it's done in Vince Gilligan's, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Vince Gilligan's style, in that style of, I'm going to say more Better Call Saul than
kind of gritty.
Just that kind of gritty, just really sort of layered characters. You don't quite know what direction they're going to go in next or where they're really coming from, and just slowly peel back certain layers, because you very much got that with Better Call Saul anyway.
I think here's one. I think Ghost of Tsushima Legends would make a good animation.
Specific, okay.
Well, just because it's more horrific. Not horrific, that's wrong. Fantastic. And more kind of like edgy and scary.
Okay.
With the whole like, their spirits and...
Can I quickly ask you, sorry to cut you off. So, obviously that game has got very, very Kurosawa.
Yeah, there's a Kurosawa mode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Does that still carry through in the Legends DLC?
No. You can't have Kurosawa mode in the Legends.
I had a suspicion that it didn't for some reason. I don't know why.
It's mainly it's just like the main campaign of Ghost of Tsushima. You can have in Japanese with Kurosawa mode.
By the way, I watched Seven Samurai for the first time
last
night.
How good is it?
Listen.
Oi,
we might need to talk about that in a next episode because I tell you what, I don't want to sound too like preachy or too like pretentious or anything like that, but after watching that film, there are going to be so many other films that you've seen out of Western cinema and whatnot that are just just going to come suddenly crashing into your brain.
Yeah, didn't I say to you, like, this is a rip-off, not a rip-off, but this is an American Hollywood version of that.
Yeah.
And this is that version of that.
Yeah.
And that's that. Yeah. Whether it's like, Jimbo, Good, Bad and Ugly, all of them.
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven is basically Seven Samurai.
Magnificent Seven, which has been done twice, because the last one was with Denzel Washington and...
Chris Pratt. That's right.
Yeah.
But it was based. I would rather they remade Seven Samurai. Than Magnificent Seven. I would much rather see someone do something cool with Seven Samurai. I mean, no one.
As an animation?
You could do it as an animation. I don't know if it was going to be an animation or just doing what they did with Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
But seeing something new with the Seven Samurai, I would. If I had to choose, if someone said you have to pick one.
Yeah.
We're going to remake Magnificent Seven or Seven Samurai. I would pick Samurai.
I hear that.
I would say don't do it, but because Kurosawa is Kurosawa, and how dare you, sir? But like, there is an anime of Seven Samurai, but they called it Samurai 7. Yeah,
I believe that came out like 15,
they did
20
years
years ago.
It was like numbers and something. I think it was like 13 Assassins was another one.
13 Assassins is apparently one that's meant to be really up there, but that's not by Kurosawa.
No. It's just where people have started doing.
Yeah.
This number of that thing.
Yeah. Sorry, we went on a massive divergent
but
there,
we digress. I'm just trying to think. Like, okay, let's think of one more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my catalog that I go through. I'm like, that's a really good story thing. I'd love to be a part of that world. I would say Last of Us, but they're already doing it.
Yeah.
Uncharted, they're already doing. Assassin's Creed, they're already doing.
I don't know how I feel about Uncharted.
Nah, neither.
I
always want it to be good. I really like Tom Holland. I think he's wicked.
Yeah.
I think he's really, really cool. I think he's a really talented actor.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Uncharted movie, and I don't know about Mark Wahlberg being Sully.
Yeah, that's a touchy one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Because that's almost like Sully's like your uncle. He's like your cool uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or your cool granddad or whatever.
And
what was it Tom Holland said recently? Like he didn't
want to play young Drake. He wanted to play Drake. And it's like,
dude, you're 12.
You're you're in your mid-20s. You're in your early 20s.
You ain't a man yet, you know?
Because I don't know if he was like, because it felt like Drake was always in his like late 20s, early 30s, especially in the first one.
Yeah.
And then he's even younger than that still. But maybe it's just they're just taking it that end of the story. I hope it's good. I always want video game movies to do well. But
for sure.
They never
Definitely.
The only game movie based off of a game that I thought was good was Sonic. Sonic was great.
Sonic was great. That was a really pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, we've said before, I'm sure, that there's been so many game adapts into films that just hasn't quite hit it. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure it was supposed to work, but it worked. It worked fantastically.
It's the same with, when they try to make live action anime or animation.
Yeah.
The only one that I think's ever got it right was Rurouni Kenshin Samurai X, which is an anime, which is an old anime.
Yeah, that one's
it was a trilogy.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, in my opinion. I thought Rurouni Kenshin was on point because they've tried to do live actions of Fullmetal Alchemist, they've tried to do Bleach, they've tried to do Death Note.
Oh, God.
And none of them work. They're all dreadful.
Yeah.
But Rurouni Kenshin, in my opinion...
They've done Dragon Ball.
As I always say.
They've done Dragon Ball.
Oh, Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where James Masters from from Buffy.
Yeah, Spike from Buffy was Piccolo.
Was playing Piccolo. You're like, you watch. They're gonna try Naruto somehow.
No way.
Somehow.
Or One Piece.
Oh god.
Or My Hero Academia. It'd be interesting if they might. I reckon they'll try and do My Hero Academia.
Yeah. This is almost like anime episode part 2.
No, we can step away from it. So I'm just trying to think of other games though. I've sat there and gone, what would be really fun?
What about games from like further back? Sorry to cut you off.
From back in the day.
From further back in the day.
Well, Silent Hill 2 was one of those.
Go back further.
Oh jeez.
Can you go back further? Is it possible?
Is it possible?
No, I mean like you know, what was staple before?
Yeah, but then you're going into that territory of like. What's his name did with Battleship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they're like, we're gonna make a movie of a board game called Battleship that has clearly no story. And it was just,
I don't know how they got that one signed off. Yeah. Who sanctioned that?
You're just like, oh god. So it's just like someone did Transformers, but Transformers had a story. This was just like a board game.
Yeah.
That had no story at all. It was just Sonic would be the only one I'd said, and they've done it, and they've done a great job of it.
Yeah. It's too late. They've already done Mario. That was bad.
Metal Gear
could work,
but I reckon Metal Gear would probably be a movie.
You reckon it'll be a series of movies?
Yeah.
Because the plot is so convoluted.
Well, hopefully they just like shake all the crap out of it and like, just get to the brass tacks.
Yeah, but just trim it. Yeah, trim the fat.
I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't make a very good TV show. I think it would be a better series, like a franchise.
I like to see Altered Beast. I'm going back a little bit now.
You're going way back.
I'm going way back in the
Super Nintendo.
No, that was Sega Mega Drive. Altered Beast.
Oh, Mega Drive.
Yeah, way back then.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
That would make. I think that would make a good TV show in the style of the Witcher TV show.
I don't know what. Is there a story to Altered Beast?
I can't remember. It's been too long. I mean, maybe.
Do you know what TV show? This is my last one. Do you know what my favorite? Not favorite, but do you know what I would love to see?
What?
Hunt Down.
Hunt Down, yeah.
You know, is it Hunt Down?
Hunt Down.
Is that what it's called?
Hunt Showdown?
No, Hunt Down. Was it called Hunt Down? That game we played?
Yeah, Hunt Down.
That one?
Yeah.
Hunt Down is a 8-bit kind of pixelated multiplayer platform game.
Yeah.
Set in like what the 80s thought the future was.
Yes.
And it kind of nods to Starship Troopers, RoboCop, Terminator, all of them.
Nods to the Warriors, nods to a lot of things.
Yeah, look it up. I mean, it's pretty intense. It's so good. And I love that. The Warriors is a good example as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see that as a TV show.
Do you know
then you get basically you get in the Warriors TV show.
Yeah.
But with like nonsense.
Yeah, basically. I think that would almost
good movie as well.
Yeah, for sure. I feel almost as though that would be in the style of Kung Fury. Do you remember Kung Fury?
Yeah. Yes, I hope it doesn't go that far, but yeah, for sure. Like, it would make a good animation, by the way. Sorry.
You think it'll make a good animation?
Shin.
Yeah? Yeah, it would actually. Yeah. In that oh god, what was that gosh, we were just talking about this anime the other day. Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that Ghost in the Shell style.
Yeah.
Sort of animation, you know. That Hunt Down would definitely work. Or do you remember
Hunt Down would be a great animation.
Do you remember Dominion Tank Police? I mean, I'm taking it back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dominion Tank Police.
Like the series, not the 2-part film, but the series.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Hunt Down married with that, you're good.
It's a wrap.
It's done. Wow.
There you go.
Dropping all the mics. I'm out.
All right. Battle shots.
Oh wow, battle shots. You sound like you got a couple loaded, yeah?
No, I ain't.
All right. Let me try and think. All
right.
How about Dutch Vandalin?
We've had Dutch.
Have we had Dutch?
We had Dutch because it was Dutch versus.
Okay. All right. How about who was it? Dutch versus?
Wasn't it Snake?
It was, and I'm kind of going to do the same thing again as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Revolver Ocelot versus.
No, not forget about Revolver
Okay.
Yeah. How about Sadie Adler,
Right.
yeah, versus Meryl Silverberg from Metal Gear. Meryl.
Oh, like Meryl.
Meryl. Can never get that
From
right.
Metal Gear Solid.
From Metal Gear Solid. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
That's easy. What's her name from Red Dead?
Easy. What? Sadie Adler.
Sadie
Easy.
Adler, all day.
All day long.
Day.
What? Really?
Mate, I'm almost disappointed.
Why?
Because she lives in the Wild West. She's just on the frontier. She has been through it.
So we're going back
we're
to trauma now.
scale, yeah.
You leave my trauma scale alone.
We're talking trauma scale. The girl has been through it. She rolls with one of the baddest gangs on the frontier.
Yeah.
In the West.
Right.
She's a bad gal.
Yeah, but so's Meryl.
Meryl. It looks like she didn't even drink.
Nah, that's not fair, man. I mean, you can. Come on. She's got some game to her.
She ain't got that grit. She's tough. Don't get me wrong. She's wicked.
She's tough. Yeah,
she's tough and she can get the job done.
Yeah,
but she ain't got that grit. She ain't got that rough.
She ain't got that zhuzh.
She ain't got that zhuzh. She ain't got that rough.
Nah, man. Do you know what? I'm gonna.
Sadly, I think it would be embarrassing.
Nah. Do you know what? Nah. I'm gonna back my girl Meryl.
Is it?
Yeah. No. Seriously,
Nah,
I
man.
think she could put up a solid fight.
I think Sadie would take it all day.
Yeah. Shit.
Red Dead 2. Sadie. For the win.
Nah. Jury's out on this one.
Really?
Jury's out on this one.
Why though? Why do you think Meryl?
Because I think that
Meryl, by the way, her name's Meryl.
I think with her being out in the battlefield, you know, doing what she needs to do. I mean, I'm trying not to lean into the trauma factor too much, but that for me, that promotes a little bit of grit, man. That promotes some, you know, she's got a firm base.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
She ain't got that grit. She ain't a bounty hunter. She ain't out there.
Yeah, but she's got guns and shit. Sorry, excuse my language.
So does Sadie.
I know, but she's in the future though. Yeah, she's surpassed all that.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's made her soft.
Nah. Do you know what?
Sadie's out in the wild with the bad boys.
Yeah, and Meryl's out there with like mechs
that
are trying to laser her in half.
Yeah, I get it. It's tough.
Whatnot. It's a tough world.
She wouldn't survive in the West, but I think Sadie could adapt.
Listen. The thing is with Metal Gear, yeah, that is that it's almost the Wild West of the future.
So that's loose.
It's very loose.
The
But
Wild West of the
I'm going to
future.
try it. You know what? It was bait. I don't. I admit that was bait. I'm just trying.
All right, look. So for all of you that are listening, let me know what you think. If you've played both Metal Gear Solid and you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, who do you think would win in a drink off?
I'm gonna get the phone calls about this.
Yeah, like give him your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me hell.
Is it gonna be Meryl?
Yeah.
Or is it gonna be Sadie?
Yeah.
Let us know.
I am firmly backing Meryl.
As always, you can find us on Instagram, Tones and the Biz, and we're on YouTube. We upload YouTubes on the YouTubes at Tones and the Biz, and we'll be here next week.
We'll be next
week.
Thank
you so much, guys. As always, thank you so much for listening. Please give us your feedback. It's always great to talk to you guys about this stuff.
It's always great hanging out, man. And just hit us up in the comments and always keep it civil.
Keep it civil. Hang out with us in lockdown, man. We hope you're all happy and healthy and
keeping safe.
All right, guys. Have a wicked week. Take it easy.
Take care, guys.
Peace.